Hey everyone, welcome back to Modern Mindset. Last week I competed in my second tournament at Blue Belt and things went pretty well overall, but I found myself more nervous than I normally would have been. This was a local tournament and my division only consisted of 5 people, and I found myself more nervous. It was kind of strange. I had done tournaments at bigger organizations such as Bjj, Naga, stuff like that, where I didn't feel as nervous as I did this one for some reason. But I'll say this is something I'm kind of used to at this point. I've always been an overthinker. I used to stay up doing all-nighters before tests in college, despite having studied weeks ahead of time sometimes, stuff like that. I just always felt like I never did enough to think I would actually be successful on test. I'd had the same struggles in high school. I used to do homework before football games rather than actually thinking about the game. I used homework as a way to distract me, and I still struggle with it today. I really haven't found a solution for it, and I still struggle with that mindset problem. I've always struggled with overthinking, and I found myself in a similar situation before this tournament. I just kept thinking of all the worst possible things possible. I was thinking of how I could lose, how I could mess up, how I could kind of embarrass myself, and kind of just thinking through all the worst possible situations to the point where I was putting just too much pressure on myself. I ended up feeling sick actually before my first match and kind of after my first match, even though I ended up winning it pretty easily. I just felt sick overall. I didn't feel right, and I'm not certain 100% why. I've always just found myself thinking of the worst possible situation, and it's definitely not the best mindset, and I still struggle with that today, and I'm still trying to come up with ways to tackle it, or at least address those things when it comes to competitions like this. But like I said, despite feeling sick, despite being nervous, despite wondering if I should be doing this competition, I ended up doing pretty well overall. I ended up winning both matches and winning gold in my division. I'm going to keep this video pretty short and sweet this week, and this is going to just be my brief analysis of my competition and my performance. If you saw the video from my last jiu-jitsu competition, somewhere up here, I kind of talked about how I struggled with dealing with like stand-up and not having an aggressive enough game, and how I was just not, I didn't come in prepared to do stand-up. And I tried to address that in this tournament, and I think I did better. You'll see that I went for a lot more throws, a lot more trips. I tried to do more when doing stand-up, but I'm still struggling with not having enough confidence when I go for throws. I found myself going for these more advanced techniques in some situations, but I was only putting in 50% or 100%, or rather than 100%, I was only putting in 50%, where I think my mind was going back to kind of what I was talking about, overthinking. I was going back to worrying about, oh, I'm going to try to throw this throw, and he's either going to counter me with the perfect thing, or I'm going to go to throw and mess up, and he's going to end up getting position, he's going to end up taking me down, and I'm going to end up losing. And like I said, I think I did better in this tournament when it comes to stand-up. I didn't go in and just react to the other person's takedowns. I tried to throw my own takedowns. I tried to do more, but I'm still struggling with that confidence when it comes to doing takedowns. And that's something I still have to keep addressing when I go forward and trying to grow and get better at jiu-jitsu. I need to find ways to kind of address these mental hurdles that I'm hitting where I'm overthinking everything, and find ways where I can, instead of throwing these 50% throws, I'm throwing these 100% throws where I'm taking people down and I'm going for stuff knowing that even if I do mess up, I have the ability to kind of defend myself and get out of these bad situations. And ultimately, I think my weakness here was really mindset. I think that I just have to learn to address these kind of issues that I'm facing. And I'm going to continue to try to attack these new challenges and try to push myself to address new heights and get to new places and do new things. But I know I actually had thought about not doing this competition because I kind of was worried about losing, or worried about not doing well, or that I hadn't prepared enough for this competition, despite all the stuff I had done leading up to it. Sometimes you can only prepare so much until you just throw yourself in the fire and see where you're at. We just have to continue to move towards our goals day by day to just continue to make progress towards them. And like I said, this video is going to have a short and sweet message, and I'm going to go on to the highlights. I hope you enjoy. I hope y'all enjoyed those highlights. I hope y'all enjoyed the message. Short and sweet, but sometimes that's all it's called for. If y'all want to see more videos like this, make sure y'all like the video and subscribe so you don't miss any future content. But I'll see y'all next time on Modern Mindset.